All right, everyone, we're live, so let's get. Yeah, yeah. Greetings, fellow headbangers out there. Welcome to Hot Rock with me, Dan Rexon, where we talk about music in general and rock music in particular. And joining me today, I have two completely new guests. We have the Grammy Award-winning music producer and guitarist and keyboardist for Pretty Maids, Mr. Chris Laney. Yeah, applause. Yeah. And also here on my right side, we have Swan Hellion, guitarist and vocalist for Blackrain, who just have a new album out right now. Yeah, and we got some people joining in here as well. People joining in, do comment and ask stuff if you want to, and we'll try to answer as much as possible, I guess. But you know how it is. It kind of passes through quite fast, so maybe we'll not answer everything. So how you guys doing?
Very well, thanks.
Just fine here as well.
Awesome.
I mean, I got my glass of wine and it's Friday.
And I want to thank you two and everyone watching for not watching the Argentina-Netherlands match, which is actually on the same time. Started now.
Hey, it's a difference between sports and rock.
Yes, I agree. Even though I am a football fan,
I know you are.
but I have a mission towards my audience, so I have to do this instead. I can always stream it.
So we're sorry for you tonight.
Except from that iPad you have lying down there that no one sees.
No, I'm not very interested. I mean, my teams are gone already. Sweden wasn't even in the competition.
No, not
But you, Swan, France have been doing very well in this competition, I think. Yeah.
I heard about it, but I'm not following. Actually, I'm the opposite. I don't follow soccer at all. So
right. Soccer is for suckers, right?
I don't know. Just not my thing. I didn't say anything, but now I hear more about hockey actually. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah, I love hockey.
So. And that's the funny thing, because you're from France originally, but you moved to Helsingborg in Sweden. And Chris, you're from Helsingborg in Sweden, but you now live in Stockholm, Sweden.
Yeah. What the hell, man? How dare you?
You missed,
I've been here for 30 years, so don't blame me.
Yeah,
fair enough.
He doesn't count as one of the southern Swedish anymore. He's got the dialect still, the accent, but
do you still have that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vad säger de det här? Du kan ju höra själv.
Yeah. So they actually let you in when you come back?
Oh, not often. I mean,
not often.
So many times you want to send me to Denmark.
Yeah.
But ever since you joined Pretty Maids, you have to go south a lot more, right?
Yeah, and I love it. I do.
Yeah.
I do. I fucking love Denmark. I've told people many times I'm up for adoption, but no one actually bought that. So
what is it about Denmark you like? The beer, right?
I love the beers, I love the food, and I love the people, because there's no bullshit in those people. They if they don't like anything, they just do, and then it's over, and everything is cool, and they just welcome you with open arms and open legs. I mean, seriously, they are perfect people.
So you were born too late, because you guys in Skåne used to be Danish.
Yeah,
I know.
Quite a while ago, though.
But I did a DNA test, and I go way back to Bluetooth, so I'm a Danish guy.
We got a Viking over here, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone is asking me if I've stolen Kip Winger's beard, and there my camera went out again.
What?
This happens frequently. Don't worry about it. I
All
don't know.
right.
Does Kip Winger have beard like this?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a handsome guy, so I'd like to think I look like him. That's okay.
Yeah. You do ballet too?
Does he?
He's trained ballet dancer. That's why I had the bass up going.
Right, yeah, he does do a lot of funky moves.
I like that.
So you guys, we have some stuff to talk about, I think. I mean, one of the things that I've noticed this week, which is new in the rock world, is, of course, the return of maybe the biggest metal band around for the last, say, 20, 30 years. We got Metallica coming out with a song and promising an album next year. Have you had the chance to listen?
That's not the biggest thing, right now,
Well,
that's
it is the biggest
Pantera
band.
going.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Pantera, actually.
Metallica.
Yeah, but
I was
I mean,
expecting Pantera.
if we're talking, I'm not talking about personal taste here. I'm talking about listeners, the hard facts, you know. And Metallica is the
Yeah.
biggest metal band right now.
Personally, I love the song. Yeah, it reminds me of Kill 'Em All, and that's my favorite album. So I was really glad to, and it sounds good.
Yeah.
Because I had a hard time with the previous Metallica albums, I must say.
Yeah, yeah. The production was terrible.
Yeah. Actually, I don't
this
know
one
why.
has-
I think they're trying to. I don't know what they're trying to do, but this one sounds really promising, and the music, the production, everything. So
I agree. It's the first time I've added a Metallica song to like a playlist on Spotify for years and years.
yeah,
And I like the
fair
fact that James doesn't sing like James. Really, he doesn't.
yeah,
sound like
absolutely.
a parody of himself like
Absolutely.
he usually does.
I guess they have a bit more of a effect and delay on the voice, but it sounds much better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's something different.
I don't
I
know
hadn't
what it
heard
is
it.
exactly.
You know, because
What?
there is
Chris,
a,
shame.
you know, how much do I want to hear? No, that's totally uninteresting for me. Old farts trying to be cool
Yeah.
still. Ah, I mean, I have enough with myself.
I have a tip for you. I was very much like that, and I started a playlist on Spotify called the Hot Rock Playlist, just like this show. You can see it here, by the way, if you want to join in and listen to it. And that has forced me to kind of look into new released stuff because I was very much into like that mindset that you're speaking of. You know, you listen to your favorites, and you kind of all the other stuff just passes by. But,
That's not true.
but if you had a playlist and had to listen to new stuff, you would have to listen to the new Metallica, right?
Yeah, but I would skip it probably because it's set to Metallica.
That's
you know,
another issue though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So no Metallica for Chris, but we have Swan giving it a thumbs up, I guess. Right?
Absolutely, I was very happily surprised. It's I didn't expect it, but I'm a big fan. So you know, I grew up with them. I mean, my first tape, my first cassette that I bought myself, it was Ride the Lightnings,
Yeah.
and I've been you know, all my teenage years listening to Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets. I mean, I think I let them. I left Metallica like after the Black album, like many people,
Yeah,
because
yeah, of course.
I didn't understand the fact that they cut their hair.
the
That
only
was
good album they made.
I like it.
Come on.
Of
I love the Black album, but after that, when they cut their hair,
but
it was too much of a big deal for me, and you know, I didn't understand that maybe they were losing their hair, and it was necessary to get rid of it. But yeah, but it was a mistake because actually the albums Load and Reload, they were not that bad, and I started to listen to them much later on. So sometimes when you're you know, too young, you yeah.
But the
You get
Reload
judged too
albums
fast.
were actually just unnecessary. If you ask me, you know, they're not
Yeah,
bad.
they could have made like a perfect album if they would have combined the both of them. But
Yeah.
still, I
Let's
guess they
just
made more
agree-
money.
Let's just agree they're not Saint Anger bad. They're just, you know, meh, kind of.
Yeah,
There's nothing like Saint Anger.
Especially not sound wise.
Seriously, I don't know what I can find here to beat on to have a better fucking snare drum sound than that. You know,
Yeah. It's like they
and
tried
it
to get
hurts
the
me to say
strangest
because
sounding
Bob
one.
Rock is one of my favorite producers
Mm.
and mixing guys as well. You know, but he fucked that up. Bad.
it's a mystery how you get to do that when you have all that, you know, background. I guess it's.
I think he
mean,
just wanted to try something.
probably, or
And they
maybe
trusted him.
maybe some guys in the band were too insisting on doing shit. I don't know.
I also think like this. I mean, we need to try something to know if it's good or bad. I mean, you always need something ugly to see the beauty and stuff, you know. And maybe that was his idea, you know.
Yeah, it's best to
But
realize before you
this
drop
time it
it.
was horrible. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't ugly. It was like death on that side.
Yeah, I think so as
So
well.
it's safe to say, Chris, it won't be on your best of 2022 list then, I guess.
It won't be on my life list.
So speaking of that, I asked you guys to kind of think about the past year because we're in December now. Christmas is coming. The year is ending, and I think personally, I think it's been quite a good year for rock releases overall. But how about you guys? Do you have like a favorite album from this year? Swan?
Chris, if you want to start, or I don't
Oh,
know.
Chris
Ah,
wants to
you
start.
start, please.
They're just
I start.
passing it.
Well, it's I never had like I never know what to answer to this question because I never have like a favorite album. You know, I'm into playlists, so I never listen to whole albums or unless I'm really interested in. It doesn't happen so often, and but this year I had a lot in my playlist. I had a lot of new tracks and. I was going to mention this band that I discovered not so long ago, but the new album it was from 2021, so it doesn't count. But still, it's this band called Turnstile. I don't know if you heard about it.
Oh,
American band. It's very weird. I don't. It's not that weird, but you should check it out. I think it's very good. It's been a long time since I listen to something and it makes me feel like, it gives me the emotions that I had when I was a teenager and I was discovering heavy metal. So this is, it doesn't happen so often. And
What
I
was
think
the name of the band?
Turnstile.
Turnstile.
Yeah. And
Yeah, fun.
they are literally, I think they're exploding right now in
Yeah,
America.
1.2 million monthly listeners. So they have to do something right, I guess.
Yeah.
Never heard of them.
never heard of them. Please send a link.
I don't know if you will like it.
Spotify,
It's
Chris, come on.
it has nothing to do with 80s kind of metal or
Hey, it's not like I listen to Rat all the time. Seriously.
no, I know.
Just 90% of the time.
I know, but I get
know you do.
I get that very often. So people think I'm only listening to glam metal all the time, which is far from being the case. But yeah, anyway, that's one of the album, and I mean there are so many others this year. I mean, you've been mixing the Cruel Intentions, Chris. I know.
I don't know if I mixed the thing that came out this year, but I've done it before.
This last one
You-
was
you have-
Eric Morton.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, you know them, and I
Oh,
think
yeah.
they released something very good this year as well. The whole album is really excellent, and this one I've been listening quite a lot actually.
Yeah.
It's a great band,
Agreed.
I must say.
I think so.
Yeah.
I really like the singer. This aggressivity that he has in the voice. It's really
But
cool.
the whole band is like the guitarist ain't shit either. I mean,
I know they're very good, and they are
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
better and better. I mean, you can hear it on each records. It's they're improving a lot actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, but and I can. There's actually another band I've been listening quite a lot. It's they released their album the same day than Blackrain, the 25th of November. It's our friend from League of Distortion. Did you hear from them?
no.
Again, not familiar
Well,
with them. No.
This is a new band. It's basically the girlfriend of the singer from Kissing Dynamite and the guitarist from Kissing Dynamite. And this band is more like alternative metal, I would say. It's a bit Marilyn Manson-ish.
Right.
It's very interesting, very melodic, very very well made. So it's really worth to check.
I'm a great fucking industrial metal fan, so
Oh yeah. But
yeah.
then it's definitely for you. You should.
Chris
I will
even
have a
liked
give it a
it
listen.
when Shotgun Messiah went industrial metal, right?
yeah, but they didn't. That was
Well,
a
kind of.
problem. That's why that album bombed, because it wasn't industrial enough for the industrial fans, and it wasn't glam enough for the glam fans. So they went going, in between.
Yeah.
But I have the demos for that album that is the glam demos, and they're fucking great.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
You
So do
still
you have
wish
do you
they
have a
would
favorite from this
actually
year?
release that one day,
do you still follow the guitarist? I
yeah,
mean,
Harry. Yeah, of course. If I follow him,
No,
Is
yeah,
that
I don't know if it's. It was the guitarist or the singer that has been playing with. He left to America, which
yeah,
um,
yeah, he's been living there for
yeah.
since, you know. So, but what so far what I know is that Chuck and Messiah, actually Tim and Harry,
Mm.
they they wanted to get out, on tour right before the pandemic came. So there
Yeah.
was a site actually where they sold them as want to go out on tour. So,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be sex, drugs, and rock and roll. you know,
Mm.
So, Chris, do you have an album from this year, or song maybe, or artist, or
I fucking hate this because I've been trying and I've been uh, album of the year. Now I gotta be like the old fart going like there is a band that I've loved since '85, and it's only because of the melodic language that really appeals to me, and I fucking love them, and it's Treat. The new
yes,
Treat album is
I agree.
fucking
It's
amazing.
it's very good.
And it's everything since Cop to Con and now it's just getting better and better, if you ask me.
Yeah. No, that's a band I featured
So that's
quite a
mine.
few times this year on my playlist.
Okay.
Definitely. But I think you guys are
I
forgetting
would.
about one band.
Sorry.
Sweden's biggest metal band released an album this year. You can't have missed this, right? I would say
Sweden's
they're
biggest
they're
metal
getting
band?
close to being Sweden's biggest metal band ever, actually.
Damn. Who? Wait.
Okay, look at the
Don't
comments,
talk about
guys.
it.
I think
Ghost.
the
Is
audience.
it Ghost? No,
Yes, of course.
it's
Ghost
Ghost.
released
No,
Impera
but
this
it's
year.
not a Swedish band anymore. No, but
Well,
of course,
it's never
Ghost
really
is
been a
great.
Swedish
But-
band. It's
but-
more of a solo artist, basically. But
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
you're not fans of Ghost?
Yeah,
I
I
am.
am. I am.
I am, but I would never consider them as Swedish, and that is a fucking
And not a metal
great
band,
thing
maybe.
for them. You know?
But he's Swedish. He's Swedish.
That is like
Yeah.
What's,
just giving them
well-
some extra-
Why not?
We
because
don't
it
really
doesn't
know.
sound Swedish, and that's
It
a
sounds
good
totally
thing.
Swedish. God damn it! I
From a French
totally
guy.
disagree. I totally
I
disagree.
agree. I think it sounds Swedish in the same way that ABBA sounds Swedish, or Ace of Base sounds
Exactly.
Swedish, or
Exactly.
Roxette.
I
It's
was
the
going
pop
to say
thing.
that.
Yeah.
No.
And
has the-
it
has
is
the
an.
same Swedish
I mean, I checked it out a little bit because some of the songs, on this album, they sound really interesting and different. And I realized that I think it's the singer from Kent.
Yes. Yes.
That has been-
Jocke Berg.
Yes.
He's
yes.
been doing songwriting, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
have-
and
So
there's a lot
Fakir as
more
well.
of the Swedish mafia that is in writing, but the whole production and everything doesn't sound Swedish. For me, it
no,
sounds like something else, and that's what the big thing is, that they have done something that no one else has done. I mean, just look back at those when it sounds like fucking, the 60s, like, to yeah, they're all over the place, and I love that. And I'm also a sucker for the whole image thing,
absolutely.
That's why I love
That was
the Spice Girls. It's not for the music, but
that was
for
genius.
everything,
The whole thing is genius. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's. Do you know that song? Damn, it's been on the radio all the time in Sweden. He is.
yeah,
This sound.
it's
This
a
sound.
great song,
This sounds
that's-
totally Swedish.
and it sounds totally 60s.
Yes, that's what I love in it. Yeah.
And for me, it might have a little,
Okay.
yeah.
okay.
Speaking,
You hear stuff I don't hear actually.
Speaking,
Probably.
guys, of the 60s and Ghost, do you know which the two biggest rock songs of this year were?
No, I
They're
didn't
both
pay
old
attention.
songs, actually. Well, one of them we've gone through the
Oh,
band
but
already.
it must be from this series on Netflix.
Yes, Master of Puppets by Metallica, which is what, 40 years old almost. That's one of the biggest rock hits of this year, due to
Damn it. It hurts to hear it's 40 years old.
yeah. And then, of course, you have also "Marry on a Cross," which is the most 60s song Ghost have ever released, and that was due to some kind of TikTok phenomenon, from what I know. I really don't understand that, but
That's that is because people understand they don't understand Mariana Cross. They understand marijuana.
Yeah, probably.
I've heard that you know, in my
Yeah.
with my customers in the studio. It's they all of them are making the mistake, and I I was very surprised about that.
Hey, now you said your customers in the studio. I mean, the Mariana
Sorry,
thing. Oh.
it's just that, you know, I'm not working with that, but I see a lot of people, and they all make the, you know, they're all confused about it.
But I
So,
think it's cool. I think it shows that old songs. I mean, Mariana Cross isn't that old; it's like 3 years, but it's certainly not their newest release. But it just goes to
No.
show that there's a large audience out there ready to kind of embrace rock music if they hear something good, and it doesn't even have to be new. It can be really, really old stuff like Master of Puppets, for
yeah,
example.
I mean, a
you
good
see that,
song is a good
yeah.
song. It's always about only getting heard. You know,
Yeah.
getting the airplay somehow. You know, if it's sync or whatever, if it's a commercial. I'm always saying to people that if it's not a hit today, don't be shocked if it's a major thing 25 years later when someone finds it and thought, oh, we're going to sell like a car that can fly. Let's use this on the track. You know, you never know. You have to be so confident you just make music you like. And if you're fortunate enough, it will be a hit somehow. You
No,
know,
that kind of things happen more and more with TikTok. Actually,
yeah,
it's for
which is
some
something I
reason.
don't even understand.
Yeah, same thing.
I might have
Right,
to
but
dig into that one day.
It's often about the topic of the song, and I don't know how the algorithm function, but it has a lot to do with that. But
Hmm.
it's strange, and it's very interesting to see how it works today. But you're right. It's still you never know, and a song that
I
you
have,
made a few years back,
yeah,
it can come back and become well, some kind of hit.
I mean, you have a similar situation with Wigwam, who got their song in the intro
Yeah.
for
yeah.
Peacemaker, and they've
Mm,
exploded. I mean, they weren't even really a band anymore at
mm.
that time, and now they're touring the U.S. So it's the little
Hmm.
things they make a big difference.
I
Yeah,
actually
Getting
saw that.
heard.
I think they increased their listening streams by 100,000% or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, it was
I
it was
mean,
crazy. I've seen
shit
the charts; it's
happens.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you guys, I
and
wanted
that's how it
to
is.
share something with you.
Mhm.
Here's an article here from what is it, Loudwire maybe, or Blabbermouth actually, and this is the Billboard Top Tours of 2022. So
All
this
right.
list actually featured all of the tours. So you got your Ed Sheerans and your Taylor Swifts and whatever
Mhm.
here, but this is just the rock acts taken out from the equation. Um, so you
I'm very
see,
surprised. I think they are missing one.
yeah, they are, and they actually mention it because you're thinking of Rammstein, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And they say it themselves. It's not clear why German industrial metals Rammstein are not on the list
Okay.
because they
All
probably
right.
should. Yeah, maybe they just didn't send in the stats correctly or whatever. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, maybe.
um, so my point here is kind of well. First of all, did you get to see any of these bands this year?
Nope.
Not
Yes.
this year. I mean, I don't think this year's gone so fucking fast to start with. But I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen. Yeah, I saw the Stones. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Because I saw
I've never
Iron
seen so
Maiden.
many fucking trolleys going up and down, and.
Yeah, yeah. I got to see Iron Maiden on
Sorry.
Ullevi this year, but the thing I'm thinking about when I see this list is because I've felt like 2022 was really the first year after the pandemic where bands could
Mhm.
start playing again. And what I've felt for a band of my size, and I think maybe you guys are feeling it too, it's quite hard to get out on the road again. You got diminishing
It's
returns from sales
impossible.
from tickets. It's impossible. The
Yeah.
cost for fuel and everything have gone up, and the
There's no
inflation
buses.
is
There's no road
yeah.
crew. There's nothing.
But you see these giant bands, they're actually making
Mhm.
quite a few turns around the globe. But what I see here is the youngest band on this list. That's My Chemical
It's my
Romance, and
favorite one.
they did a reunion this year, but they're still
I
20 years
fucking love
plus.
them.
Yeah, they're a really
Me
cool
too.
band, and in hindsight, I mean, it was a different thing in the early 2000s because they were a part of like the Enemy, because they were another kind of
But the Black
rock
Parade is
that you did.
still like,
Yeah, I
ooh.
agree. I agree. Now afterwards, you kind of see it for what it was.
Afterwards, man, when it came out, it was every day on TV in the whole Scandinavia. I can remember every
Me
day,
and
all the
Sinus
time.
Ham, we were just blown away, going like, "Fuck me, this is so good!"
Yeah.
I went to see them, and I think I actually, increased the age of the whole crowd with 50%. But they were amazing. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, but my point is here that's the youngest band on the list. Then you have
Yeah.
like, Guns N' Roses 30 plus years, Def Leppard, Iron Maiden 40 plus years, Red Hot Chili Peppers probably 40 years as well. Rolling Stones, what are they? 60 years old? I mean, the band is like, didn't they just have their 60
Yeah,
year
yeah, it's called the
anniversary?
60s.
I mean, it's crazy because you
But
see
then you
these
have
bands.
something here that doesn't rhyme for me because Trans-Siberian Orchestra is like a fucking show.
Yeah,
It's
I
not a
agree.
band.
It's not really a band. I don't know
No,
what it does on the list because
no.
it's like Disney on Ice. It's
Yeah,
not the same thing.
yeah.
I agree. But what I'm trying to say is that what happens when these bands just aren't playing anymore?
Let's
Yeah,
try
that's
it.
a
I
that's
mean,
a
let's get
that's a
everyone
question
on.
I've been asking myself for a long time.
Let's get everyone on one of those cruises and sink the ship and see what happens.
But
No,
man,
I'm
it's
just kidding.
it's a disaster because
Yeah.
those bands they've been they are known like everywhere, and you can't replace them because nobody has the same kind of career. Nobody.
It's never gonna happen. I'm not saying that, but it's gonna be very close to happen again. I mean, since
Yeah,
there
I
is
think
so
you need 2 or 3 more generations.
yeah, because there is so many things that needs to happen to make that kind of career. I mean, first
Yeah,
of all, they came out. Some of them came out with something completely new, and they had a
absolutely.
backup from media back then,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
was one channel,
yeah.
MTV, probably. With
Yeah, absolutely.
we're talking about like Red Hot Chili
Well, not with
Peppers
the
and
Rolling
Def
Stones
Leppard
though.
and
But
everything. But right now, I mean, it's gonna be fucking tough. I mean, just Spotify alone is releasing, what is it, like 200,000 songs a day or something like that. I mean, it's ridiculous. If you don't have the muscles, it's gonna be tough.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's the problem is today you get a lot of things coming out, but it's most of it is like disposable. So you hear it for a little while and then it's down in the trash and nobody remembers it like the year after.
But there is one thing that I must say, like, for both of you guys, is that when you stop and say, like, oh, it's impossible, that's when you're off, totally. But if you
You
just
never
keep
know, but I
going,
mean
there
it's
is something about that. There is what do you call it? A new kind of era coming up. And I mean, when Saxon is, what do they have? A year maybe, if he doesn't die, But someone needs to fucking headline the festivals. So it's all about being around, making a following, but we can never be Rolling Stones.
no, that's what I meant. It's there will be plenty of bands to replace them, but you will never be like nobody will be able to accomplish what they did. At least not from us,
And I mean, Kiss for me is my heroes. And I mean,
But there's people. I mean, they were like almost born with it, and their whole lives they haven't done anything else. It's
but
none of
it
us
was a
have done
different
that.
time as well, because if you did it, you had
Of course, but it
record label
doesn't.
behind you that would spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on you. If you didn't
Yeah,
make it within 3 albums, you'll be out.
I agree. I
But
agree.
now, what is it now? 3 songs? If you don't get a hit within 3 singles, you're out. In a major label, I'm not talking Frontiers or any of what we still call the rock.
I guess we're it's the time we live in. We're getting to some kind of transitions, and it's
We
it's
are.
going to be interesting to see how it happens and
Yeah.
how it develops. But
Yeah.
yeah, well,
I think there's also the point that, after the pandemic, what we've noticed is that the smaller bands or medium-sized bands and small bands are really struggling with this. Whereas I think that the big bands haven't really felt it that much because people can still put up some money for tickets for to go to one of these shows. But what they don't do is that they don't go to the club next, the weekend after
I
and
would
pay
like
for a
to
smaller
say
band.
something else, Danny. Sorry, I raised my hand.
No, no problem.
Um, I think the middle bands are the ones that is most affected because the small bands they can still do clubs, somehow.
Yeah.
But there is no fucking way to get like someone to work with the middle because you have the arena bands and that, and then you have like what are they called? The booking agency that just went bankrupt in Sweden.
oh
TABC.
yeah,
The old Triffid and Danger.
But who the fuck is gonna book that? There's nothing, no one there for those kind of bands. I mean, Sweden's gonna get a big fucking kick in the butt after this, And I'm just saying for myself, I think like Primates, for instance. I mean, we're in the middle of everything. It's still fucking hard because it needs to be some cash involved to make shit turn around.
Yeah.
And the smaller bands, like new bands, they can still take a van and drive somewhere and play. I
yeah,
mean,
fair.
Chrysalix. Sorry, Swan, because I don't know how big you are in France, but I know Chrysalix is also like the middle league, and that's not always the good part to be in. Because the higher league, they don't feel anything. They don't know anything. They
No,
sell out.
but I mean, for for bands like us, it doesn't. For us personally, like with Blackrain, we never played in this band for the money. So
No.
basically, our goal is to get even. I mean, we as long as we get the money back, it doesn't matter to us. So we can
No,
do whatever, and we always we play, so it's fine.
I
But
totally respect that, but I'm not talking about the money that I owe or get.
no, but I mean,
I'm talking about putting
it's a
together a
question
show and
of budget.
getting people. Yeah, a budget. You need it.
Chris, we have a question here from one of our viewers.
Mhm.
I have a question for Chris. What is Danny like to work with? Is he easy or does he like to be in control? I don't know where they get that from, but because as some of you may know, Chris has been very involved in Crazy Licks in the past. You produced the first two albums and you've mixed a number of albums after that. I think, well, this year it's 15 years ago since we stepped into Polar
Wow.
Studios the first time. Yeah. So how has it been working with me? Am I the
A pain in
control
the
freak?
ass, of course. No, but seriously, I've told you before. I see you a little bit like my baby brother somehow because you just like as much pain in the ass as I've been to people because you have a vision, you have a focus, and my thing was to come as close to your vision as possible. Of course, you've been an asshole sometimes, and I go like, "Oh my god, no one will hear that shit," because that's the difference between you and me is that you go into details, and I go for the full picture.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think you're getting there as well.
Probably, yeah.
Because it's all about the songs and it's all about the presentation and what people hear. Sometimes when you sit, and since you've been producing the latest albums as well by yourself, you've been seeing with details that no one. I mean, I can't fucking hear it. And I know I'm the same when I do my shit. So,
Yeah.
baby brother is a good thing. He's a pain in the ass in a good way. That's my answer.
And I don't know if people know, but Swan has actually also been involved in Crazy Licks because you've been doing backing vocals for the last 3 albums, right?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think so,
Actually,
yeah.
yeah.
So we're kind of like all interconnected in some way, and I believe even Chris has mixed one of your albums, right?
I have.
Two actually.
2
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, we've been working together a couple of times, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the way it is in the business. Everyone knows everyone and works with everyone in some way or form.
Yeah. So say hi to my kids. I'm just that was low. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how is the future looking for the live scene for your bands? I mean, what's the status in Pretty Maids, for example?
Pretty Mates right now is on a hiatus kind of place. We
Is it
are.
because of health issues? Because that's what I thought initially, but then I see that Ronnie is actually touring.
Yeah, but it is. To get Pretty Mates to go out and play, I mean, just a start off fee for that means that we need to do like a lot of shows. We have a bass player in Spain, blah 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 blah, and we need to have a rehearsal space, and we need to get the crew together, and all that. So we can't just do a one-off show in that way. And with Ronnie's health, he lives 3 months, and then he scans himself and go 3 months. And actually today, I know that he was clear, which is super amazing. Best
Awesome, yeah.
Christmas gift ever. But how can I say it? There is something about, you need to have insurance. That's what it's called. And no, if we're going to book a tour or go out and play, we need to have like 6 months ahead, like everyone, just to plan it. And since he only has 3 months, apart, it's all about the insurance thing, and no one can do that. So, and do the Ronnie Atkins thing, we can do it pretty fast. Go in and say, oh, we'll play that next month. Because it doesn't cost the same. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, of course. But he's doing like small festivals and stuff like we're doing on the local festivals.
Yeah. I mean, we just want to go out and play,
Yeah.
And since we can't book any tours longer ahead, it's pretty tough for Pretty Mates right now. Let's see what happens. No one knows anything, but I pray to God we do something more. I do.
And Swan, you just have a new album out. Untamed came out, as you said, on November 27th, right?
Great album, I must say.
26th. Thank you very much, Chris. Thank you very
I
much.
actually added a song just recently, a song called Dawn of Hell, which I really liked.
All right.
With the talk box thing, right? I'm not sure how you did that, but
Bro, you got me.
is it a Chris Laney thing?
Now I don't know. I don't know how he does it, but no, I didn't.
That's the one.
No, it's not. Actually, we've been we did an album. We did 2 albums actually with this American producer called Jack Douglas, and he showed us a trick to build what the fuck it's called. I forgot. This box.
That talk box, yeah.
The talk box, and it was so many years ago that I couldn't remember how to do it, but I tried to do it and it didn't work. So actually it's in the box, man. It's in the box, so that's why it sounds so weird.
I think it sounds very nice. I immediately when there was just some kind of idea on that song, when you put it on, it's the sound is just it's
it's okay. It does the job, but I mean it could have been better as well. But I didn't. Actually,
when you do stuff, it can always be better, and you never want to leave it. But at some point, you just have to release it.
But I also love one thing I must say, Danny, is talking about Baby Brother. Is we're talking about the sound ID, because
you
for me that is very special. That the song needs to have an ID. It needs to start off. Whoa, that's the album. The sound, and then it needs to have the song ID and also the voice that okay. So
It's always nice to get something special. So when you hear the intro, it takes 2 or 3 seconds, and you know what's coming.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
it's
actually
cool.
heard
But
I heard a guy on YouTube who talks a lot about music trends and like modern music trends, and he said now with the advent of like YouTube Shorts and TikTok and stuff,
mm,
the new kind of, they call it short form video, which is what people consume, and also how
mhm,
people consume music
yes,
in a lot of ways. So it's kind of the swipey kind where you just
yeah,
passively kind of
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
watch. You have to impress people in 1 second on those
yeah,
videos,
yeah,
or they
yeah,
will scroll
absolutely.
past.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
but it
that's a
is.
challenge, both visually and sonically. You have to impress them in 1 second, which is just crazy.
I
It's
don't like
fucked
this so
up.
much, but
So
yeah.
that's where the sound ID is more important than the actual song,
Yeah.
because uh, you need to grab them by the balls within seconds, and then you need to show them the song. You
And
know,
that's why I think a
but
song
just
like Mariana Cross succeeded on TikTok,
yeah,
because it's odd. It
yeah,
is.
it happens.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know what it is really, but it's very pop as well.
Yeah.
It's very much 70s, and it's very much pop. It's
Word.
and who doesn't love pop music? Come on.
yeah,
Everyone.
I
I
do.
mean,
I do. But I know there's a lot of listeners or fans of ours that don't understand that. I hear it very often.
wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
for me, I
I
mean, if it wasn't for bands like ABBA and Bee Gees and
mm,
all
mm.
that shit, I wouldn't be here. And I still love the whole Britney Spears era and all
I
that
know,
stuff.
but
It's all a good
it's
song.
we are
It's
the same. We are the same in Blackrain. We
Yeah,
are very open minded like that, and
and for me,
it's not everybody that understand that.
no, but it's only the clothes that's different. I mean, it's the same song. Then it's up to you
Absolutely,
to
absolutely.
dress it the way you want it.
If you put
So
if you put heavy guitars on it,
yeah, it's a
it's the
complete different
same.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys, I wanted to do a little thing because I was actually I was actually sick for the last streams that we were supposed to do, and I was away in Scotland. And I had prepared a little music quiz for the month of November 1982. So I had this thing where I kind of do the current month, but 40 years back, because music was way better 40 years ago. I didn't have time to do it in November,
Okay. I
so
don't stand a chance.
well, you never know. You never know. So
Me
these are
neither.
we're gonna do like a really. It's the concept is really easy. I play the intro of the song. I try to keep it
Mm.
below 30 seconds, but the rules around this are quite hazy. We might get a copyright strike from doing this, but I don't care. It's worth it. It's for the audience, right?
Yeah.
But if you guys watching it, if you get thrown out of like when you're following this from Facebook or something, just join the YouTube channel, because YouTube is usually like
Did you
better
hear that?
with this.
Yeah.
We have been thrown out of Facebook once for doing this.
Cheers,
So
bro.
basically, I'll play you 30 seconds, and you don't have to like write down the answers or anything. Just be, I count on you guys being honest and say if you know or not. So I'll play the below 30 seconds, and then we'll see if you got the song. So every song from this is 40 years old in November. Okay, November 1982. So let's hear if we can.
So
See
we're
here.
not saying anything, or
Well, not during the.
okay, no?
We're.
I'm gonna take note.
Let me just see here if you can. Wait a second. Now I'm sharing the wrong one. Give me a second. Talk amongst each others, and I'll be.
Okay,
right back
okay.
with you.
Hey,
This is
I
harder than
have
it
a memory from France,
You do.
which was I loved to have those fucking snails,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
of course, I got so fucking sick. So the
Okay.
next show in France, we actually had to, have tape, and there was a bathroom over there for
All
me
right.
for me to go shit.
Yeah, man. But
Somehow I needed, I
if
got to
you
squeeze everything together like this and do the show, and then our bossy, our sound engineer,
it's really strange, because if you've been in that place where they fill up your glass of wine like this, and
but
then
that's not
you eat
the same, you mother.
and then you eat snails, like, and you get sick. That's really strange.
But
I
It
don't
was
know
in
where
that
you've
first
been.
place.
so
Are you sure it was in France?
yes, it
Yeah,
was in
100%.
Montmartre or whatever it's called. No, but the thing is, I am. Give it a second. So I'm struggling the whole show. You know, I didn't even want to take the falsettos because I would sneeze with my ass. I mean, seriously, you know. And my
Hey,
sound engineer
I'm
comes,
glad I wasn't on stage.
and the sound engineer comes after the show, going like, "Hey, Chris, you were really boring on stage today." And I was like, "Come on, I couldn't move. I was."
Just
But
trying to
so,
survive.
So thank you, fans.
all right, yeah. Sorry for that. I apologize for the country, but were you the only one eating the snails?
Yeah.
Ah, what a mistake! What a mistake!
Because Swan,
Yeah,
I hate
but-
to tell you this, but the snail thing, it's not really
Oh, it's
good.
so
people
fucking
don't.
good when it's good.
It
And
just
was
tastes like
good.
garlic. Garlic is good though, but
Ah,
Yeah,
but I
it
love
does.
those-
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Danny. It's only the thing you cook it with that tastes something,
so
but otherwise,
you
it's
guys,
not
I think I have it on board now. Let's see if you can hear this, and we'll try it out. And as the audience said, can we participate? Sure, participate, but don't answer it beforehand, so the guys will cheat. So
Yeah, give us the
so-
answers.
Here's song number 1, the first 30 seconds.
I don't know where I'm going, but I sure know where I've been. Hanging on the promises and songs of yesterday.
That's it.
Hmm?
And now you're scratching your head and you're thinking, what? 1982? Really?
Yeah.
Hobo.
Actually,
guys know the
I recognized the song right away, but then the sounds, it was different, so I thought it was something else.
But what
So-
do you think it is then?
But then I wonder if it's a cover or what the hell is it all about?
Well,
No,
you're
but come
right in a
on.
way. This is the original. This is the original.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What's
And
the
it's
story, Chris?
also, isn't this the one when it's singing, I'm a hobo
Yes.
instead of I'm a drifter? Right?
I'm a
Ah.
hobo. Yeah.
It's
Like a
Whitesnake,
hobo,
of
I was
course.
born to walk alone. This is, of course.
So
So, you both guys, you recognize it as White
Yeah.
Snake, right?
But so is it the same band or what?
The same band,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
David
Or
Coverdale
same
and White
band
Snake.
name.
And they actually
All right. All right.
they did this one and one more song. They
Here,
redid
here I go
one.
again, right?
This was Here I Go Again, and they redid one other
Yeah.
song for
Okay. Poof. They did,
Crying in the Rain. Crying in the Rain as well.
yeah.
It was redone for the 1987 album, and then it became a hit. This wasn't very successful.
No.
I mean, it was a good album, but they didn't get the radio success that they got later on. So
They didn't
Just goes
lick
to
on
show-
the bass strings and shit like that. You know.
Yeah.
That's why.
then they also had Tony Kitan in the videos in 1987. That
That
mattered
helps
a
a lot.
lot. That was what got them the real fame. Okay, so can we say it's 1-1 then? This was the easy one though. So
Yeah,
we'll
okay.
see if you
So
can
it's
get the-
between us.
Of course, it's a competition. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was the people. Okay, yeah.
Well, it's you.
Oh, I see a change in the game.
You
here.
against each other and the people. Okay, so next song. I'm happy with just the band, but if you can tell me like more about this, I go ahead. But here's song number 2 from November 1982.
See my baby coming down the track. Listen, my baby's coming back. Someday she'll get back to me. Oh, we're gonna raise a family. We're gonna grow.
Yeah, that's your
Sounds
30
like
seconds.
Led Zeppelin, but I don't know.
Chris.
It really does. And
Yes.
it also sounds like fucking David Coverdale on vocals. at the
It
same
does.
time.
It does a little. I agree. But it was indeed Led Zeppelin. And then you're scratching your head again, and you're asking the same question. What? 1982 Led Zeppelin? Does anyone know the background for this?
Yeah, it must be that terrible album they did at Polar Studio.
God damn it, Chris, you're so
That
critical.
much I don't know. But I believe that this is the last release of new material that Led Zeppelin
In
ever
from
did.
the outdoor or whatever it was called, or out from
It was
the
called
indoor.
Coda,
Oh, okay.
and
It's
it's
not
like
that.
outtakes from the album before, right?
Yeah.
That they released. And I think that the band wasn't even active at this time anymore, right?
No.
I think they disbanded in 1980 or something like that. So
But fuck me, I hate Led Zeppelin.
me
Sorry.
too. Very
No, I'm not a
I mean,
big fan
they're-
either.
They're not
It's the
terrible, but
most
very
overrated
overrated.
band ever.
Yeah, I agree.
Than Metallica.
that I don't agree with though.
What?
Okay, so still 1-1 then. Moving into band number 3 here, and this is actually this band's second biggest hit. But their first hit is like almost a one-hit wonder, so maybe you don't know it, but we'll see.
Oh.
It ain't the way you move. It ain't the way that you move me. Oh no.
I know this one. Fuck me.
Yeah, I never heard.
I'm 100% sure that you know their main hit, but that wasn't on this album though. But
No. But could it be Night Ranger, maybe?
that is correct.
Oh,
It is.
my
Takes the
God.
point. Yes.
And
Don't tell
it
me
is
you love me.
my favorite guitarist who was in Ozzy Osbourne as well. You know, Brad Gillis.
Night Ranger, and this is "Don't Tell Me You Love Me." Of course, Sister Christian is like their one-hit wonder,
Yeah,
but they actually have a
absolutely.
lot of.
But
other stuff
what a
as well.
great band that was, or is. They actually
still-
released an album a few years ago that had a fantastic song on it that I went like almost backflipping on. You know?
And I think they're label mates with us at the moment.
Yeah,
right?
nowadays I think they are. Yeah.
Yeah, they're on Frontiers. They released and the band played on or something like
I
that.
just got to do this because I just got to tell you about that song, please, because it's
Sure,
a
yeah.
fantastic song that I can't remember the name of. Night Ranger.
Night Ranger.
But though you got sick of French food, but don't get me started on the Swedish one.
Ah, come on, man.
Christmas is coming up. It's
This one, it was from 2014. That's new.
that is-
High
that is
Road, it's called. It's such a good song, man.
Not familiar
it's
with it,
so
but-
good. Listen to it. High Road by Night Ranger.
cool.
All right.
So that has to make it 3-2 then to for Chris.
Yeah, definitely.
This next song, I'll actually start it a bit into the song because there's a long intro for this. So I'll just skip 20 seconds or something, okay?
Is there a dance involved in the intro?
Ah,
Oh, Venom!
yeah.
That is correct, yes. And
Lay
so
down
this
your
is,
soul to the god rock and roll.
Fucking love Venom. Okay. Yeah.
and you know
That's Bloodlust, right? Or
that was Black Magic.
Black
Or
Magic.
sorry, Black Metal.
Black metal.
Yeah. The song Black
Yeah.
Metal. And this is the crazy thing. Imagine that this is 1982.
Mm-hmm.
They're like so ahead of their time. This stuff came to Sweden like the 90s almost.
Did it?
I
Okay.
actually, you know, in 1982, I bought the VHS from a bootlegger. I was 10 years old. And I got it. It cost me 200 Swedish back then. It was only 2 songs. It was Black Metal and Witching Hour. I think
Damn,
it
bro.
was-
It's
you know,
it's
it was
crazy.
so fucking cool to see it for real, you know.
I was not even born. You were already buying, stuff from Venom.
I'm older than the old Smurf. I say that.
My
as
God.
always.
I've never been a fan of Venom, but I do recognize that they must have had a big impact on that whole genre of
Yeah, but
like,
they're not that much tougher than Motorhead either. You know,
no.
they are
And
like a very
we actually had
screaming Motorhead. Yeah, I
on
like
the
it.
last quiz we had the Accept album. Now it slipped my mind because it came out in October 1982. Restless and Wild, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm a rebel.
and that is a whole lot heavier than Venom, I would say.
It depends. I don't think so, but it depends in what terms.
I mean, if you
Yeah,
listen
but this
to
is
Fast
rock
as a
and
Shark, for
roll,
example,
but you know, it's a little punky played.
yeah.
You know,
I think
Yeah, it's very much punk, and it's raw. It's you know,
it
it's
has a
really,
lot of. I think the image and the lyrical content does a lot.
absolutely,
as well. It's shocking, you know.
absolutely.
it did for me.
So 4-3 then, moving into the last song.
So wait, just a second. Did you try to spin the vinyl? You know, the other way
Nice.
around. Or?
You didn't hear that back then. You know, that
Okay.
wasn't until like 86 or something. People were talking about that shit. You know,
All right.
for us it was only like,
So this was before.
they like Satan and Satan is cool, and you go like, yeah, he's very cool. You know,
Be-
you didn't have a fucking clue. But
Because this was
standard,
the
for fuck's sake, you know.
it was the story going on with Venom. It's like you had to spin backward the vinyls to hear this satanic message.
Yeah,
Right.
but that story.
But maybe it came
later.
after. I had
Yeah.
okay, all right.
And I must say, when I was 10, a year or two after, I formed my first band called Angel Force. And of course, we were inspired by Venom because we had a song called Priest in Hell. You know? Yeah.
That was inspired.
Yeah.
That's evil stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have the last song left. This is by no means like one of the biggest hit by this artist, but you might recognize it.
Okay.
So, song number 5 here.
I love this song. Yep. Sammy Hagar.
You know the song as well? Song title?
I don't think I ever heard about that one.
Did we lose Chris? He just said the artist.
He froze. He froze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he just rage quit. Sammy Hagar, I'm out of this. But it is Sammy Hagar. He was the singer for Van Halen later on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But
I never heard that song.
No, I think that the I Can't Drive 55 is probably his like main hit song, and this Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy is the name of this one.
That's the ones I had in my playlist, basically.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe no wonder that Chris
Back.
Laney
You
beat you.
guys went
Yeah, you froze up a bit. You just said Sammy Hagar and then you disappeared. But we still don't get video from you.
No,
He's
but we
gone
can
now.
hear. No, we can't hear.
Oh yeah, I like heavy metal as well. He did a song which is by no means heavy metal, by the way. The title of the song is heavy metal, but it's really really light. It's just really strange.
Yeah, no,
You
yeah, I
guys
think,
disappeared.
yeah.
You disappeared
you-
from me.
No,
You disappeared.
I assure you, you disappeared from us.
Ah, come on! It's
We were
the
still
whole
talking.
metal thing with
We
Venom.
were
and
back
shit,
talking
know?
you where you were gone. But you did say Sammy Hagar before you disappeared, which is of course
Yeah.
correct.
So I guess you won. God
Yeah,
damn it.
5-3. But no shame in that. I mean, Chris Laney has been around for quite a while in this music business. So
I'm a
as you
little
say, you
old.
bought,
He's saying you're old. You're an
yeah,
old
but
fart.
I mean,
That's
you
what he's
bought
saying.
these albums when we were. I was what 6 months old when this came out. But you went to the store and bought Venom albums and stuff. So
Crazy shit.
I think he's
Yeah.
gone again.
That a year later, I saw Kiss the first time.
My God.
On Creatures of the Night tour.
No, look it up.
Right.
1983.
So how did you get into this? Was it your dad that was listening to heavy metal or what?
No, they hated that shit. It's actually my sister's friends that got me
Alright.
into it. You know,
Because I guess
She's
you were
4
too young
years older
to.
than me.
All right.
No, but she's 4 years older me, and she met a boyfriend back when, and he was a major metal fan. So I got like a box of cassettes and shit, with Accept
Oh yeah,
and
oh
Lizzie
yeah.
and
Oh,
all that. So
that's how I got
that's
into
my,
it later.
yeah, but that's my backbone, and that's why I actually know a lot of those old bands, considering my age as well. That Backman Turner, Overdrive, and shit like that no one cares about. But I love that shit.
Yeah.
So
So you guys, we're closing
Yeah.
in, or we're actually past 1 hour, so we're gonna kind of round this off.
Damn,
Yeah,
it went
time
super
flies.
fast.
Time flies. But I want to end on a nice note because we're getting close to Christmas, right? Any plans for Christmas? You're staying in Sweden, or
I'm going to
Yeah.
eat snails with my family.
is that a traditional French Christmas dish? Really?
Not really, no, not really. Actually, we used to have like more like oysters, which I don't like and I don't eat. But it's more.
don't get me going, man. Fuck, could we just switch families?
Yeah,
or
well, yeah.
something?
No, so
Yeah.
I wanted to end this with kind of a Christmas song, and this is something I picked up from your wall, Chris. So you'll probably recognize this. It's an artist called Jose Van Haliano, and a song called "Ain't Talking About Feliz Navidad." And this will probably get me a copyright strike, but anyway, stick around as long as you can.
Fuck it.
And thanks for watching, you guys.
I heard the news, baby. All about your disease. Yeah, you may have all you want, baby. But
He's
I
just
got
sitting there
something
strumming
you
along.
need. Oh, yeah. Ain't talking about love. My love is right to the core.
This would have been a great hit.
Just like I told you before. Yeah, before. You know you're semi-good looking. In on the streets again. Oh, yeah, you think you're really cooking, baby. You better find yourself a friend. My friend ain't talking about love. My love is right to the core. Ain't talking about love.
He actually does the Feliz
Just like I
Navidad
told you
part.
before.
The best part is now when the other guy is singing and he's doing the flip.
Oh yeah.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas.
Here it comes.
I
Hold
wanna
on.
wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. from the
I could almost see the ABBA members in the crowd.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
I've been to the edge. May I stood and looked down. No, I lost
All right, a
my
Merry
breath.
Christmas and a Happy New Year. If you don't catch the live stream next week, that is, I'll try to get one in before Christmas. But we say goodbye from our side, and see you next time.
You got to
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Guys, Merry Christmas.
got to